Hello everyone, it is Tuesday, August 18th, 2020, and we are now in week 23 of the pandemic response. Our third and fourth year students have been back in clinical rotations for 6 weeks now, after a pause lasting from mid-March through the end of June. Our third year students, thankfully, were able to begin their rotations at their regularly scheduled times. Our fourth year students are working to complete their required rotations bumped from the last months of their third year while entering the residency application cycle that culminates on match day next March. Dr. Tracy Chris will begin with an overview of what's happened for the rotations over the last few weeks, and a student from the class of 2022 will provide her perspective on clinical rotations during the pandemic.
Hi, I would like to give an update on our M3 and M4 students and how things are going for them so far in the clinical world. We've welcomed everyone back to campus who has arrived so far, and it's been great to have everyone back. Our M3s have been engaged in the 4+2 model of clinical rotations. What that means is they'll do 4 weeks of clinical rotations and then 2 weeks of online learning for those core clerkships. And those 6 weeks may or may not be 6 consecutive weeks. We've made it through 1 rotation so far and are in the middle of our 2nd rotation, and things have gone quite well. The students have been expressing how excited they are to be seeing patients and taking care of patients and involved in all that they're doing. And also, they've had some experiences that were anticipated could happen, but we just had to wait and see when it did happen. We've had some students who have had some inadvertent exposure to COVID, and they have handled this very, very well. Because they were wearing the appropriate PPE as was requested of them, and because they were following Korean clinic policy, they were able to return to clinical care as they were not symptomatic. We appreciate that our students are following all of those policies and doing the things they're supposed to be doing. Our M4s have had a staggered return to campus, and it's been great to see them as well. Some are still studying and are getting ready to take step 2. Others have already taken step 2. And then some have been actively engaged in patient care on rotations such as acting internships or on rotations where they're making up time from that M3 year where they were pulled from the hospital and not able to complete the clinical portion of rotations. As I said, it's been great to have everyone back to campus, and everyone has been doing a fantastic job of following policies. One of the things we've also requested of students is that they be a model to the community here in Roanoke, and they wear masks when they're out in public and socially distance and practice good hand washing, so that as professionals, all of us together can model all of that to the community and try to keep COVID under as best control as we possibly can. So thanks to everyone. As I said, it's been wonderful to have everyone back. We look forward to a great year, and we look forward to seeing how each one progresses as the year passes by from rotation to rotation. And we look forward to seeing the progress of each student. Thanks a lot.
Hi, I'm Michaela Pesci. I am a third-year medical student at Virginia Tech, currently on clinical rotations in the hospital. I'm on my pediatric surgery rotation right now, and my overall surgery rotation in general this month. And it's been wonderful to actually be in the hospital and be doing rotations. Unfortunately, due to the coronavirus pandemic, rotations are shortened, and COVID has changed a lot of things about healthcare and about medical education. Medical students can't see COVID patients or suspected COVID patients. Some surgeries are not happening as scheduled due to COVID, and less elective surgeries are being performed. So it's sort of decreasing patient contact that medical students get to have. I would say the biggest problem with coronavirus in regards to being in the hospital is every time you walk into a patient room, your goggles fog up within 60 seconds, and next thing you know, you're straining your neck to see the patient out of the one corner of your goggles that's still clear. So that's probably been the biggest issue that we've encountered, but it's all in the name of patient safety, so it's okay. But overall, us third and fourth year students are just feeling really blessed to be back in the hospital and to be able to have any rotations at all. Coronavirus has changed a lot of things, but fortunately it's not really changed that too much. So we feel very lucky and very blessed to be able to provide care and to be able to learn in the hospital during this pandemic.
We are hopeful that students will be able to continue clinical rotations this year without interruption as we all continue to navigate the pandemic. The 4+2 model of clinical rotations described by Dr. Chris provides our students the maximum flexibility possible to complete the year on schedule in the unlikely case that clinical rotations are paused again in the coming months. If you haven't seen it already, I encourage you to check out guidance from the AAMC that I shared last week on consensus guidance on face coverings. It gives an overview of why we should make face coverings a part of our new normal to help us manage the spread of COVID-19. A link is included on our weekly update website below this embedded video. Thank you to each of you for following our guidance on face coverings in our building. I hope you each follow the guidance in other areas of your life as well, outside the classroom and workplace. Until next week, please stay vigilant and safe.